You were one of those actors, you didn't wait for the phone to ring.
Yeah.
You were out there, you wanted a gig, you went for it. Is that right?
Banging down doors. Yes, I called Fremantle Media like every day until someone made a mistake and put me through to the casting agent for Neighbours. That's how I got my audition. I just kept calling them. And then one time someone foolishly let me through and I spoke to Jan Russ and said, oh, I'm in town working on something, which was a half-truth. And she was like, how old are you? And I was like, I'm 17. And she was like, oh, we need a 17-year-old girl right now. Come in for an audition next week.
There you go. Serendipity. Brilliant.
Yeah. So cold call, write letters, whatever you got to do. I still do it. I still write to people that I want to work with. And
imagine me doing that. I'm a dish pig. Put me through.
I'm here working.
Very busy.
I literally was. I wasn't a dish pig at that time anymore. I was working at Subway at that time. I felt so vindicated quitting. I was like, I got a job on Neighbours. I have been in.
I'm now an actor.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Steve, you've had experience being knocked out, haven't you?
Yes,
Yeah.
I have.
But not in a fight.
No, I played ice hockey, and I was a goalie, and I got hit with a puck and was knocked out. We were up in Canada playing a team up there, and when you travel, you tend to stay at someone else's house, like the other goalie's family. I stayed with their family. So their family ran out onto the ice to see if I was okay. Said, Steve, what's my name? And I had no idea what his name was.
That's funny.
And I said, I don't know. They're like, oh my God! But yeah, it was the same thing. It was like just a headache.
Headache, right? Neck, whiplash, and it was a little fuzzy.
Dude, and the fact that you were lying there saying, I hope they got it. That is a testament to you as an actor.
Appreciate it, man.
Because that's what it becomes. It's like, oh man, I just died, but I hope they got the shot.
Exactly.
I hope it looked good.
Because I can't do it again. I got this is my last one I can do.
It's a problem.
I hear Mark Wahlberg has that too.
Don't play catch up. So how do people contact you?
Well, actually, George reached me. George reached me through a mutual friend of ours, who basically wanted to know, are you busy? But George had told me the story of the movie about a year before, eating lunch, and I thought, yeah, go on, tell me, yeah, go ahead, and now you just say you want to do it. And he didn't say anything. And then about 9 months later, I get this message through my friend saying, oh, George wants to know if you're busy. And that was the job. So it's a great story. It's an amazing story. And I just said, oh, okay.
And you'd met George Clooney originally in Venice, was it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. We met in Venice. He had a movie in Venice. I don't even remember, but I don't remember much. But it was the night we had Lost in Translation open in Venice, and it was a big deal. So there's one night, and all the Hollywood guys, they're all really stiffs, most of them. But one night of the year, they end up on this one island in Venice. They end up in Venice, and they all drink a whole lot for some apparent reason. Not George, but these other, like, show business guys. So a whole kind of crazy... No, George drinks all the time. That's George drinks regularly and consistently. But, so, I don't know, I met George that night, and we kind of hit it off. And then I went back to America, and my son said to me, what's this about you and George Clooney pushing people around in wheelchairs in Venice? And I said, you know, you're my son. I would have expected more from you, to believe that kind of a story. I mean, why would you ever think that something like that actually happened? And he said, because there are pictures. And this is the age we live in. So it turned out that George and I were like taking women around in wheelchairs and trying to dump them into the swimming pool. No one died. No one died. It was a joke. It was a joke. They just got a rinse.
Tonight at the premiere, there were some relatives of the old Monuments Men's family, and a lady in a wheelchair came for a photograph with everyone, and she was there, probably in her 90s, and you sat on her knee.
She was 97, man. 97.
She was 97.
She was. Respect. I asked Mark to do it first, and he wouldn't do it. He wouldn't do it, and I went and I sat on her lap. No, I find that if you look at someone like that, you see the wheelchair. When you see someone on their lap, you see a party girl.
A 97-year-old party girl.
And she loved every second.
Now, there's something you really like about it, and something you miss when you're here. As I read this, it's a household gadget.
Oh.
No, not that household gadget. Would that be so funny if that is what we were talking about? And apparently, yeah. It's here tonight. So what is it you miss? Leave it. You're overexcited.
It's a little... What, the thing that I have that I miss when I'm here.
This could go wrong, couldn't it? Yeah, you go with this story.
I hope I'm thinking what you're thinking. Is it my little robot floor cleaner?
Yes! Would you love that? I love that. I love them. So you have this little... It's like a Hoover.
Well, it's just a little round disc.
Well, I don't know why I'm asking you to describe it. I have one here somewhere. Is this the one you have?
That's the fella.
Yeah. Now, it's called a Roomba.
Yes.
And do you have one of these?
Looks like a landmine.
Now, Willem, you've kind of brought us down there. We were having an amusing
my
chat.
job.
We were having an amusing chat about a household appliance, and suddenly it's a landmine. Oh, dear. Now, and basically, so what, you just leave that on all day
Great.
and walk off, you just leave it at your house?
Yes, and it just does it, and it senses when there's a wall, and it goes,
yeah.
oh, I won't go there, and it changes direction.
Oh, it's loving that. Nice big long run.
It might get confused at the end, though.
Well, now, I've had it a bit... is it broken? What's it got? Oh, come back. Oh, shit. What's it? It was sucking up flex.
Anybody want a lozenge?
Yeah. I'm good.
Yeah, I'll
Thank you.
She was in the Olympics.
After the contortionist thing.
She was a rhythmic gymnast, and she was in the Olympics in Sydney in 2000 for Canada.
I
there she is.
remember.
There she is.
Yes.
That's my darling Emily. And then she expanded her training to include Cirque du Soleil, kind of aerial things. And she does, in fact, last year she doubled Emma Stone in La La Land. All that aerial dancing outside the scene in the planetarium, you know, that's her, dancing and twisting. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
But can she do a contortion? If you go on holidays, can she get in a suitcase? That kind of thing.
Well, yeah. She was a magician's assistant.
Oh, what?
Yes, and so she packed herself away in a box. That's right, she did that. And she's quite bendy. And we met at the gymnasium, and I started a conversation. I saw her doing wonderful things, and I invited her to this gig. I played jazz piano, and there we were. Oh, her name is Emily. I think if you're watching Gregory Porter, I'll bet you know this old standard called Emily. I sang to her, Emily, Emily, as the murmuring sound of May. And I said, hey, Emily, you want to come up and do contortion on our piano? We had a grand piano. She said, yeah. She came up. I said, what do we play, guys? What do we play? They said, oh, that for Fabulous Baker Boys. Remember when Michelle Pfeiffer does To Make and Whoopee? And she got up and she did this amazing routine. That was the 2 days after we met. Wow. We're still very much in love. 6 years. Now we have 2 children, one 2.5 and one 6-month-old.
Wow.
2 boys, yeah.
How long ago was this?
6 years we met.
6 years ago?
6 years ago.
Tom, you've done some accent work, haven't you?
Yes, some.
Yeah, like Cloud Atlas, you did?
I did, yeah. William Conacher, our dialect coach, kept saying, no, that's not it. So I was trying to play somebody cocky, and it seemed like every one of our sessions would go like this. All right, start with the dialect. It's a bloody waste of time, this is. You know what I want to do? I want to smash him right in the face. And all I want is a room somewhere away from the cold. That's why I'm channeling Audrey Hepburn. Not my dialect.
But you also, didn't you teach Mr. Hanks Scouse?
Well, he tried a little bit, yeah. No, because when I'm on the phone to Anna
He is on the phone all the time.
Only in the chair, though, in makeup.
Chair and makeup. How are you? I love your loads. I love your loads.
Love your loads.
His family had a long-standing holiday that he wanted to be released from work with, and his kids sent the most adorable video to our director.
Yeah.
And they were just like, we hope that you will release our daddy.
Yeah, we did.
We know that you have him for possible rain cover shots, but if there's any way you could let him come so we can have a traditional holiday.
Yeah.
And then the family pet came through and your daughter said, oops, I just tread on the cat.
That's right, Grace did, yeah, Grace did. I went on the holiday.
Oh, you went on the holiday?